Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'll be showing you how to make 3 DIY birthday cards. These are all so easy, simple, and absolutely adorable. And they don't take too much time either, and you probably have all the materials at home. Let's get started. So for the first card, we're making the ice cream card. I've taken a sheet of yellow cardstock here. Now I've moved to a tan sheet of cardstock. Here I'm going to be using this tan sheet to create a cone shape for the ice cream cone. Yours can be any size. I have mentioned my dimensions before, but depending on how large your base cardstock is, you will have to change the size of this cone accordingly. As long as it looks like an ice cream cone, it should be fine. So here's mine. I also rounded off the bottom a little bit. So now I'm taking a scoring cutter, I guess you could call it, and I'm going to create the zigzag lines on the ice cream cone. So I've just taken a ruler and drawn straight lines across, and then I'm scoring each line a few times to create a kind of bumped up effect, like so. So now I'm just taking a black ink pad and I am going to line the edges a few times to kind of accent the edges. This will help emphasize the cone when on the base cardstock. I like doing this for a lot of my cards because it makes it look much more professional. So here I have 2 pom-poms that I've made previously, and I'm going to show you how to make your own pom-pom. So here I've taken the 4 fingers on my hand except for my thumb, and I'm going to wrap the yarn around 110 times. My yarn is pretty thin, that's why I've done 110. Depending on the thickness of your yarn, you'll have to adjust that accordingly. Here I have a piece of 6-inch yarn that I cut out, and now I'm going to take the bundle of yarn off my fingers and I'm going to kind of flatten the bundle down a little. Now I'm going to place it in the center of the yarn piece that we cut out, and I'm going to tie 1 knot in the front and then after tying this knot I will go to the back of the yarn ball and I'm going to tie a few knots here to ensure security. You want to tie a few, like 3 or 4 knots, just to make sure that doesn't come apart. And now I'm going to cut all the loops of the yarn all the way around. So here is what it looks like after cutting the loops. So as you can tell, it looks pretty shabby right now. You're gonna have to take a pair of scissors and basically cut it down to shape it. This is all that I cut off, and this is what the final pom-poms look like. They're not absolutely perfect, and honestly I find it really hard to get the perfect pom-pom size, so as long as it is semicircular it should work. Now we're going to move back onto the yellow cardstock, and I'm going to grab my ice cream cone and I'm going to glue it down to like a little bit below the halfway point of the card. So I'm going to glue this down. Try not to press too hard or else you will ruin the scored effect on the card. And now I'm taking these pom-poms and I'm just going to glue them like an ice cream cone, like so. So here's the final card. I glued down the pom-pom and then I added a happy birthday to you stamp on the right side. So let's move on to the candle card. I've taken a sheet of gray cardstock here. And then I've also just cut out these pattern paper strips. These are varying in length and width. So I'm just going to connect them all onto the sheet of paper. I'm going to arrange them into a patterned effect and make sure to kind of make some of the candles go up and some of the candles go down so they're not at like one level. It looks, preferably in my opinion, it looks a little better if you have them staggered off at different lengths. So I glued them all down here and cut off the bottom edge. So now I've just taken some copper shiny paper and I'm going to take a pen or a pencil and basically just draw a teardrop shape to act as the flame on the card. So I've just drawn that there, and I'm going to cut out 6 of them because I have 6 candles. So here's what they look like. So I'm going to now put a flame on every single candle, and even with the flame, make sure that some of them are facing like different ways, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So this flame is facing towards the left, and then this one's facing towards the right. So you don't want them to look absolutely uniform because they are candles, and candles are generally never uniform completely. So I've just kind of made some tilt to one side or the other a little bit more to make them look like candles. So here is the final product. I really like this one. You can use this for adults as well because it looks so elegant. So here is our last card. This is the gift bag card. I've taken a sheet of yellow cardstock, and on top I have a sheet of white cardstock that I've cut to size. So now I've just taken these 3 rectangles of pattern paper. Now I've taken some yellow ribbon to go with the theme. This ribbon is approximately 1.5 inch. So all I'm going to do is glue it down on one side and then kind of curve it to the other side to make it look like a handle of a gift bag. And I'm going to glue this down on all 3. So here they are now. So now I've taken some tissue paper. This is what you use to fill your gift bag. I've taken pink, and I'm just going to kind of crumple it up a little to make it look like it's coming out of the bag. Honestly, this was a little hard because it's just so hard to get what looks right, but it will look good no matter what because gift bag tissue papers are never like perfect. So this is what all 3 of mine look like now. This is one close up. So now I'm taking my base cardstock that I had prepped earlier, and I'm going to glue on all 3 of the bags. Make sure to space them out equally at this step. I did not show this, but I did do it off camera. So put the first one in the center, and then the other 2 I put approximately 1/2 inch to the left and the right. So here's the final product. I also added a happy birthday to you stamp at the bottom, and I really like this one. Thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I really hope you guys also try these cards. Here's my Pinterest and Instagram. Thanks for watching, and be sure to view this playlist. Bye!